Hello. Uh, this is obviously the animation process that you said you wanted to see how I do it, so I'm gonna show you in this video. First, normally I would import the character and whatever models I need, but I've already done that, so I'm gonna show you how to do that. You would just go up here to import, and then if your character is in FBX, which normally your character is going to be in FBX, go in your FBX and then you go to your file and find the file. Right? And then like this model right here was a GLB, so or a GITF, whatever you want to call it. um and I just click this as well and then go find the character, or sorry, the model, which is right here. Okay, and then so then we would have our character and our model here. One thing I like to do is go to our units and change this to imperial, because normally it'll be set to metric, right? And if you zoom out, that makes the character look small. So I'd like to change it to imperial. That way you go out and it still looks relative in size. All right. So normally if I'm using a character that I don't really have much experience with, and the rig is already done, then I'll just go to pose mode here and just play around with the joints and bones and stuff just to get used to how the character works. But since this is the mannequin for UE5, I can just get started with it because I already know how the joints work and stuff. I've used it for a while. Change these back to how we had them before. Yeah, I guess that is how we had them before. Okay.
Bruh.
Okay, so now we can actually get into the animation process. So normally, if I wouldn't forgot to hit record, you would have saw me put all this together. But I kind of forgot to record, so I'm just gonna start off by importing our model that we're gonna need for a reference. We're not gonna use this model in the actual animation because we'll have it set to hand and UE and Unreal Engine, and it'll do the work for us. So we can actually just use it as a reference. And I'm just gonna move it. Actually, this needs to go up because he's in a running animation right now. So right now he's in his running pose, or she, and we're gonna have to change it to where the sword goes down, holding it like it's I'm forgetting the word, like it's holstered basically, and then he's just gonna fling it up. All right, fling it up, go back down, and then it's gonna go back to this pose, or could go to jumping animation, whatever, you know. So but first I need to set this hand to where it's holding this, so we're just gonna do that real quick. And I'm gonna speed this up just a little bit so you don't have to sit here and watch. So now that we have the actual pose done, we can go into our animation tab. We have to get all of these things that are attached to the bones. So we have to press A on our keyboard, and then press I to insert a keyframe. Now we don't need scale because the object is not changing in scale at all, only changing in rotation. But we're gonna put location and rotation just in case, because we don't want any bugs to occur. Now that we have this pose, we can go and make the pose where this is basically holstered, and then add another keyframe about 20 seconds in, or sorry, 20 frames in, and then it'll play an animation going from 0 to 20, and it'll play that animation. So I'll fast forward that process as well, but yeah. Okay, so now that we have set our second pose up, which is just going to be this, and then we're going to make the whole top upper body move, and that'll swing this katana up and launching the enemy. Right. So since we have that second one, we can go and click all these again, and press on a keyboard and click location and rotation. Since we're already at the 20 keyframe, and if you're not, then you have to go to the 20 keyframe, 20th keyframe, and then set it. So now that we have this process, it's gonna be 20 keyframes for the end of it too. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the third pose, which is just gonna be the pose of it launching the character, and I'll fast forward that as well, obviously. And then yeah, I'll come back. finally got that one done. It took me a little bit longer than I actually expected for it to take.
Damn it.
But we can actually set another keyframe. Now I want this one to be a little bit longer than the other one, because that one's just going straight to the holster. So what we're gonna do, like all of these, go to, no, we need to go here first. Actually, we're gonna have to do it from here. Anyways, copy pose. Now let's see if it works. Maybe, maybe not. Paste pose. There we go. Okay, so now we can set this, and now we have our going to our holster, and then going to our where it's actually launching it. But we're having some sort of a problem, so since we're gonna stay on this keyframe right here, and we're gonna change this, right? Because this hand is having an issue. So thankfully, it's just a small fix, and we don't have to fix a lot of things. But I was undoing a lot, which caused a bit of a problem, obviously, right here. So I'll speed this part up. Shouldn't take but a couple seconds. And then I will come back to do the rest of it. Because the rest we don't have to create any more poses after this. So yeah. Anyways, now I'm saying this needs to be 20 from each of these because you want it to look obviously symmetrical. I guess I don't know if that's exactly the word for it. But if you wanted one, I think you can do it like this. I'm not exactly sure because I haven't really tried yet. But I think if you wanted to, one side to go slower to make it more real, so you can have it going up fast and then back down slower by taking this. And we're going to take both of these and move them. Alright, let's just move it 20 frames. So it goes pretty fast here. Then it takes a lot longer. Yeah. If we play this is going to be pretty slow, by the way. Takes that, and then it takes a lot longer. Yeah. Just by moving those frames. Oh, cool. Which I don't want it to be. This is for a combat system, obviously, so we don't want it to be slow at all. We want it to be fast. So now, if I don't have any issues this time, should be able to export this. So we're just gonna go to our object mode, click all of these. Not this, because we're not gonna be we don't want to import this at all or export it. So we'll just go over here, export, and we're gonna export as an FPX. And we can just put this, I guess, in our downloads folder for now. There are usually a couple things you want to do over here whenever you're exporting an animation. Noise strips. I can't remember everything. I'll have to go back and watch a YouTube video too, just to see them all. But normally you're gonna have to change settings here to export it to get the animation right. But yeah. Also, before you export your animation, make sure you have your end to where it's at the last keyframe.